Thank you very much for being here with us today. My name is Rajiv Chauhan. I'm the President for Business Development for, and I do work for AVTL as well. मैं शुरू इससे करना चाहता हूँ कि अगर आप कभी आपका मौका मिला हो कभी लखनऊ जाने का, I don't know कितने लोग यहाँ से कभी लखनऊ गए हैं? Anybody who's been to Lखनऊ? Oh, makes two of us. Brilliant. तो जब आप लखनऊ उतरते हैं स्टेशन पे उतरे चारबाग पे जहाँ यहाँ हम उस एयरपोर्ट पे उतरे हैं तो एक बड़ी इबारत लिखी हुई नजर आती है पहले और वहाँ लिखा होता है कि मुस्कुराइए कि आप लखनऊ में हैं. And I just want to request all of us to please let's be Lucknowites for a while. थोड़ा मुस्कुरा देते हैं. We are all here to do some good things for all of us and some good things for the country. So मुस्कुरा के करते हैं. Is that fair?
Yes, sir.
Brilliant. Thank you very much for being here. Ladies and gentlemen, the purpose of this interaction is to appraise you about not only about the IPO, which of course is the main objective, but also to expose you to our company a little bit. You know what we do, who we are, what's our business, and so on and so forth. And you would have seen by now, I mean, the best way to expose you to our company, the background work that we do, the business we are in, and exactly what do we do. I would have much preferred to take all of you down to Kandla or Kochi or Haldia or what I do, Mangalore. But that would have taken a week of your time and I don't think you have a week's time. So therefore what we did was we actually condensed everything together in 5-7 minutes clip and showed you this AVTL. I know you may have found it a tad longer, but the idea was to expose you as to hota kya hai wahan, dikhta kya hai, hum karte kya hai. So I hope you got a good glimpse of what we do on the ground. In Sanskrit they say prataksham kim pramanam. Something which is obvious does not need a proof. So this is what we do. We make tanks, we make liquid and gaseous storage tanks, and the purpose, as I said, is this. So let me introduce now formally our company, our business model, and how we fit into this growth story of India. Yeah? We are the largest third-party owner and operator of tank storage terminals for gases, including LPG and various liquid products in India. That's our core business. Yeah? Yeah, I have written. And another thing I want to say is that when we say port-based, you will understand port mein bahut sari cargo aati hai. So what is so different about us? You may have seen containers moving on the road, on the back of a train or perhaps a truck or something. So आप ये भी जानते होंगे कि अगर उसको उठा लिया जाए कहीं पे भी तो उसको सड़क के किनारे रखा जा सकता है. You can store a dry cargo anywhere really, to be honest, any field. But the truth is, for liquid and gaseous cargos, you need very specialized handling. You need receptacles, you need tanks. There's a lot of technology behind that, and that's what we excel at. That's what we do. Yeah. So as we go on, we'll take you through with that. In a sense, our business is to own and operate such storage tanks, terminals, along with allied facilities to enable handling of gases, liquids at various ports in the country, including JNPA, which used to be JNPT earlier, Kandla, Pipavav, New Mangalore, Kochi, Haldia, and providing storage and logistics solution to the importers, users, orders of these products. So that's what we do in a nutshell. I would, the process flow, if that's okay, I would like to run through a presentation. करीब काफी क्वेश्चन अगर आपके मन में होंगे तो that presentation will in any case address. जो बाकी बच जाएंगे उसके बाद we have enough time for a question answer session, and then you can do that. Is that fair?
Yeah.
Do I have your concurrence? Go ahead. Please. Thank you very much. Then we will start this presentation. Anything from they say the bench here. Thank you. Okay. Let me go ahead. Yeah. Disclaimer. I think I take it as read. Disclaimer is important to talk about it for a moment. It is part of our red herring prospectus as well. So I take it as read. So we will stick to that and I'll move ahead. Thank you. Would you like to explain the document or shall I? Yeah, I'll do that.
This is done. I guess we can go ahead.
That's done already. All right, cool. Let me just move ahead then. Okay, so what we will do is in this presentation very quickly in about next 10-15 minutes. Murad, please do help me, in terms of going into specifics. The company overview, key investment highlights, growth strategy, and appendix. And I think growth strategy is something that all of us are certainly interested in, so we'll spend a little more time on that. Yeah. Okay, let me give you an overview. Aegis Vopak Terminals Limited. We'll talk about the joint venture strengths, we'll talk about AVTL operations overview of the business segments, what do we operate, what segments do we work in, and capital structure evolution of that. Okay. Now, Aegis Vopak Terminals Limited, if you see the map of India, you will see 6 locations over there. Right in Gujarat coast, you will see Kandla, and then coming south, Pipavav, then JNPA, then Mangalore, and then Kochi, and then all the way up to Haldia. So a necklace of terminals. So what do we have over there? We have existing facilities on the 6 ports as I mentioned. We have 20 tank terminals. We have 1.7 million cubic meters. A cubic meter is a unit of roughly a kiloliter, a ton, roughly speaking here. So let's not go into too technical. 1.7 million cubic meter of storage capacity for liquids. Static storage capacity. यानी उतने टैंक हैं हमारे पास इन सारे ports में. We have a static capacity of 70.8 metric tons, 70.8 KT, kilotons. So that is the capacity, which is 70,800 metric tons of LPG storage. Okay, that's the static capacity. And upcoming is 130 kilotons of LPG is coming in, and coming in pretty soon. Murad, when will we say that?
H1 of this year.
H1 of this year. So we talk about H1 of this year. We are going to commission another 130 kilotons, KT, of which is 1,000 tons of So that's what we are. That's what our structure is. We are. I need to see this. Give me 30 seconds. And at my age, I have to use the glasses as well. Thank you. Okay. We are the largest third-party liquid and gas storage tank terminal owner and operator in the country. We offer secure storage and associated infrastructure for products, including petroleum, chemicals, vegetable oil, lubricants, all sorts of liquids, as well as for gases, including LPG, propane, butane. Okay? We operate in 2 segments. Typically, one is what we generally call as liquids, which I just mentioned. It could be petroleum product, it could be vegetable oil, it could be chemicals, and so on and so forth. And then gases. So we have 2 different, shall we say, business units in a way within the organization. So one is the liquid, the other is the gases. And the most important thing is AVTL is a joint venture between Aegis Logistics and Royal Vopak of Netherlands. Now these 2 companies, let me explain. 50.10% stake is with Aegis Logistics and 47.3% is with Royal Vopak. Both these companies are pioneers and master crafters at tank terminaling business. Aegis has been in India for the last 50 years, listed company, Aegis Logistics, and they've been doing this business besides many other businesses as well. Royal Vopak is a 400-year-old company operating out of Netherlands and operates in 23 different countries, doing exactly this and doing it pretty well. So I think the combined strength of that is what has been brought into the JV called AVTL. Now, products and infrastructure, we handle, as I said, all sorts of chemicals, more than 30 plus types of chemicals, 10 different types of edible oils, vegetable oils, and of course the gas. The important thing for us to know is that this business, when we create a tank, it's a capex heavy business. Sure, you invest the capex and you bring the tank up. And then the usage of the tank, typically, it can actually be 40 years. So it's there, the asset actually then sits for 40 years. That's the kind of business that we're in. Okay? Can I move to the next one? Yep. Important to understand here is that this joint venture is a co-branded joint venture. You will see the name itself suggests Aegis Vopak Terminals Limited. So, which means it actually shakes hands together and brings both the strengths of both the very strong parents into this joint venture. Okay? Now, these joint venture, what they have within these parent companies, what do they have with them? Now, Royal Vopak is AAA ESG rating from MSCI, and Aegis parent company, Aegis Logistics, is AA rating for ESG from MSCI. So that's the kind of strength that they bring in together. Besides the customer relationships, technology, technical strengths, and so on and so forth, but this is the kind of key strengths that they bring together, and that's what we inherit in AVTL. Okay? The benefits from co-branding. What are the benefits that we are drawing from the co-branding? First is the global technical expertise. I'll just give you an example. If we have to, and we are moving into ammonia as a country and as a company as well. Now, who has the technology to really construct the tankage as well as the allied infrastructure for ammonia? Vopak does. So we don't have to reinvent the wheel. So I'm just giving you one simple example. We service customers across various categories, okay, including the oil marketing companies of India, MNCs, specialty chemical companies, edible oil companies, and so on and so forth. Now, I just mentioned ammonia. We have the potential, this company has the potential to diversify into storage of new gases and renewables. And I just mentioned one example of that. Leverage the industry-leading best practices of promoters of ESG, health and safety. I did mention about the ratings of both the parents. And proven project execution capability. We construct, in the sense that within the group, we do construct a lot of things in-house. So that's the expertise that Aegis Logistics has brought to the table as well. Yeah? So I'll quickly move ahead, looking at the time as well. Murad, do tell me if you want to change something. No, you okay? So far? Okay, good. Thank you. Operational overview. Yes, you're there. Now, what we do really is effectively a ship brings the product, yeah, and it brings to the port. There are pipelines which transfer that product into our tanks in our terminal. So the ship brings in. Here it comes alongside a jetty. We have pipelines there, and there is what is called an MLA, which is like a gadget which goes like this into the ship and sucks the product out. Puts in the pipeline, comes to our terminal. Okay, so that's where we store the product. Now the storage can actually be pretty technical, and I'm not going to go into detail. It could be at minus 45 degrees Celsius. It could be at plus 200 degrees Celsius. It could be pressurized, 7-8 kilograms pressure. It could be any sort of, it could be a special tank requirement. For example, nitric acid, if you were to handle, you will have to handle it in a stainless steel tank. So all sorts of things happen over there. Those are technical things. Now, from the terminal, what happens? So we store, and these products, as we said, we are third-party operators. These products are not owned by us. They're owned by different entities who bring that product into our tanks. We only charge a fee. But when they take it out, we actually are connected and that's our USP as well, which means we are multimodal. The evacuation is multimodal, which means you can take it out by a truck. Wherever such facilities exist, we can actually put it on the back of a train. You remove it, you evacuate the product through railroads. And the most important thing is pipelines grid that we, as a country, we are developing. So at many places, we are actually connected through pipelines. And the goods move in a pipeline. And there are coastal movements also happening now. So that's a new thing as well. So 4 different types of product evacuation. Typically road, rail and pipeline happening. But it's just starting off. So this is what we do. So product comes in, stores, it takes out. But the storage is a very technical business. And that's what we do. Yeah, and it's actually quite true for both the products of LPG as well as liquids. Liquid could only be, we are also, if you ask me, the gas is then taken to various bulk customers, auto gas customers, bottling plants, commercial and domestic usage. Liquids go into the customer's own facility, whatever they're doing with that. Yeah? Okay. Business segments, if I may go through that. Yeah, I think she brings a very good point. The reverse is also true. It's not only the import. The same works exactly the reverse fashion for exports. So we are agnostic to import or export. We are only storage company. Remember? So if somebody wants to export something, he brings it, stores it, puts the ship there, and we put it on the back of the ship. So it works exactly the same. So import export is not important. Important is that we are sitting right in the middle to handle that product, store that product, and then push it into either hinterland or the ship. Yeah. Thank you. That's a good point. I mean, to clarify. Yeah. How are we doing for time? Another 5 minutes? 7 minutes? Good. Okay. Let's talk of in terms of liquids and gases. Let's talk of the market share that we hold. In LPG gas, for example, we have 11.5% of total national static capacity. The tankage that we have, the static tank capacity that we have is 11.5% of the national static capacity, and 25.5% of India's third-party liquid storage capacity is what we have. So 25%, and this will go up.
Yes.
Yes. Please do.
Yes. Jawan sir, as far as gas capacity is concerned, we are also now constructing 2 cryogenic tanks, quite big ones, in Pipavav port for 4 million tons throughput capacity and 6 million tons additionally at Mangalore, which are expected to come up in H1 of this year. So this 70,800 will become 200.8 K metric tons, and I'm sure the national percentage, our market share in terms of national static capacity should also phenomenally grow. So this is, as per December 2024, but as on date, gas capacity definitely going to climb up substantially.
I mean, you see the number of 70.8 written over here, also 70,800.
Even to correct that after December, we have commissioned 0.2 million CBM in liquid too. So that also will marginally go up. So this is, of course, as of 31st December, things continuously change with the expansions that come on stream.
And these two, what we are talking about, expansions, is part of our red herring.
Yeah, that's it.
So very clearly. Yeah? Okay. Utilization is 72 to 75% average occupancy of liquid terminal, which is what it is, and 1.59 million metric tons is the throughput for gas in financial year 24. Okay. Financial. Would you like to talk about it?
Yes, sure. So I will do that because in utilization, as far as liquid is concerned, when you look at occupancy, this is physical occupancy. However, in this business, how you charge the customer is based on the capacity given to the customer for a month. Now, the customer is not going to keep the product exactly for 30 days. So, many a times, he evacuates the product because it is needed in his factory, etc. And you may have some small period in a month, where the customer has already evacuated, but you have already recovered the revenue because your rate is per month. So average occupancy being what it is, 75 or 72%, generally does not translate in lesser revenue earnings, because you would have already probably in most of the case earned for the whole month. And let me just complete the financials also. So if you look at FY24 revenue, that's 356 crore revenue, which is a mix of liquid contributing 63.45%, and EBITDA is 252 crore, which has a margin of 70.85% on revenue. This comes out of 18 terminals in 6 ports, all the way from Kanda, Haldia, Pipavav, Navi Mumbai, which is GNPA, Mangalore and Kochi. And if you look at gas, FY24 revenue is 205.03 crore with a mix of 36.55. But if you look at the December 9 months figure, this mix has changed. It has become some approximately 55-45 kind of a mix. Of course, FY24 EBITDA in case of gas was 174 crore, but here the EBITDA margin is comparatively higher, 84.69% on revenue. What it means is the operating expenses, because this is an infrastructure sunk cost business, are pretty low, as probably any infrastructure sort of business. Of course, there are 2 terminals, 2 ports, and like I said, one more port will be added in case of gas, which is Mangalore coming up in H1 this year.
Murad, will you permit me to just take an analogy out of what you said? Let's imagine that we go to a hotel and check in. Okay, so we obviously pay for a day, but I have a flight at 5 in the morning. So I get up at 3, I leave at 4 o'clock in the morning. That room is not occupied anymore. But do you think it has lost the revenue for that? No. So that, I think, is that the correct analogy?
Yeah.
Roughly speaking?
Roughly speaking, yeah.
Okay, good. So that's the kind of business that we are in. Here we've written 16 terminals across 5 ports. The 5th one, JNP, obviously is added after that. So it has for the red herring prospectus. 2 terminals for LPG, which again, as I said, 2 more will be added to it. So Kanda and Pipavav is here. Okay. Capital structure, the next slide. Murad, I would like you to help us with that.
Yes, absolutely. This is very important to understand. We started the journey, of course, this is an SPV, and May 23, 2013, this was formed with an initial subscription of 50,000 equity share of rupees 10 each. Then we signed the JV in somewhere in July 21. Before that, June 9, 2021, we did a rights issue of 400,000 equity share, which 460,000 equity shares, aggregating to 510,000 equity shares of rupees 10 each. May 25, 2022 came a private placement to Vopak, where we did a 490,000 additional shares issued, then aggregating to 1 million shares. This was issued for a 10 rupee share at a price of 22,415.20 rupees, bringing in close to 1,000 crore as equity from the Vopak joint venture. June 24, CCPS 100,000 shares of taking the cumulative number. So this conversion, there was also a CCPS earlier which got converted in June 24 at its face value, taking the aggregate equity shares to 1.1 million. And then August 28, there was a bonus issue which is there. Of course, there is no price for that. And October 31st, 2024, this is important. We did a private placement of around 138,29787 shares, bringing in, taking the cumulative aggregate shares to 968,629,787 shares. This was issued at the price of 235 rupees per share, which is our upper band price even now. So it equates to the private placement price that we did in October 31st, 2024, where 361 backed mutual funds and entities participated, including a portion being taken up by the parent Aegis also in this particular private placement. November 7, 2024, we did 212,766. That is also at 235. So these are the 2 split private placement which I referred to. After all of this capital issue, by way of conversion of CCPS, rights, bonus, private placement, you will see down below the current shareholding structure currently before the IPO, where Aegis Logistics Limited holds 50.1% shares and 47.3% shares is held by Royal Vopak through its entity. Both hold in two Aegis Vopak, which is a joint venture company. Aegis Vopak itself has got 200% subsidiary, Crore Terminals Private Limited, which was earlier owned by Royal Vopak, which had terminals at Kanda Port, and Comprises Storage Systems Private Limited, which was earlier a subsidiary of Aegis Logistics Limited, having a port terminal at Kochi Port. This is the current shareholding structure. We have actually taken you through on how the capital structure evolved over the last few years.
Thank you, Brad.